Welcome back to Women Writers in Chinese History. In this video, let's take a quick look at how women's images have changed during the modern and contemporary periods. As mentioned in the earlier videos, the feminist movement during the late 19th and early 20th centuries was part of the revolutionary movements of the period. The most representative feminist from the time is Qiu Jin, who once studied in Japan as an overseas student. On this slide, we see a photo of her in male clothes. Being an activist, Qiu Jin wrote poems and essays for the cause of women's liberation. She was also an ardent revolutionary aiming at overthrowing the Qing government. In 1907, after a failed attempt at assassinating a high official, she was captured and executed at the age of 32. We'll learn more about her life and works toward the end of this semester. In addition to the anti-foot binding movement, female education in public schools was another important objective of the Chinese feminist movement of the early 1900s. On this slide, we can see photos of female students from the period, and their image represents the idea of the new Chinese woman during the time. After 1949, during the socialist era, up to around the 1940s, the image of the working class proletariat women became the new gender ideal. As we can often see from posters from the period, this particular example says, working class women constitute a great revolutionary force. Perhaps this type of image would remind you of Rosie the Riveter in American culture during the Second World War. A well-known idea from this period is women hold up half of the sky, 妇女能顶半边天, indicating the importance of women to the national labor force. Also, as an important legacy from the socialist era, women in mainland China started to keep their maiden names after marriage, as codified by the marriage law of 1950. After the opening up policy of 1978, China entered the era of market economy, or the post-socialist era. The image of Chinese women transformed accordingly, more and more towards globalized, consumer-oriented ideals. For instance, on this slide, we can see celebrity contestants in the 2020 reality show, Sisters Who Make Waves, 乘风破浪的姐姐. Such images showcase the competitiveness, independence, and attractiveness of elite urban women, which is the current gender ideal. For sure, a lot has changed in women's conditions in China, yet patriarchy is not entirely a thing of the past. As in most other societies in today's world, the power structure in contemporary China remains male-centered. In the Chinese case, lingering gender biases from the past caused the phenomenon of preference for boys and devaluation of girls, 重男轻女, in families. Of course, there are wide variations across individual families and between urban and rural areas. However, the bias was significant enough that there have been numerous selective abortions of female babies during the one-child policy period, roughly from 1980 to 2016, the year when all families are allowed to have a second child. According to some estimates, the phenomenon of selective abortions resulted in 30 to 40 million more men than women in the current Chinese population. Another worrisome sign is that women's participation in the workforce has been declining over the last 3 decades, dropping from 73.2% in 1990 to 60.5% in 2019, likely owing to the rising cost in time and money for raising a child and decreasing opportunities for women in the workforce. Finally, to come back to the specific topic of our class, women's writing in Chinese history, it is an emergent field of study in both China and US institutions, and its findings are contributive to filling out the countless gaps in our understanding of women's experiences and achievements in China's long traditional past, and in this manner act as a counterbalancing force to the cultural influences of patriarchy past and present. What we are studying here may be viewed as a minority tradition not yet included in the national literary canon, and many women writers introduced in this class are not well known to educated readers in China. For this reason, I believe that we should all take responsibility in spreading our thoughts and learning beyond the classroom so that the fascinating experiences and creativity manifested by the women we'll encounter in this class can be known by the broader world. On that note, we should thank the authors of Red Brush, which is the most comprehensive English anthology of women's writings from traditional China. Other than translations of the literary pieces, it also contains detailed biographies and insightful analysis. Due to the limitation of time, in this class, we'll only be able to cover about 1/4 of the women writers covered in this book. And I'll make most of the reading optional since the gist will be covered in my lectures. However, if you have a serious interest in the topic, I strongly recommend that you read through the book, and I'll be happy to discuss with you on any writers or pieces we don't have the chance to address in class. Here is the end of the video. Please complete the quiz below this video and then watch the next video on some fascinating female figures in Chinese myths and early history.